This week, the Dail voted to allow a referendum on abortion to go ahead. 97 TDs were in favour of the 36th Amendment Bill, 27 voted against, and the bill now goes to the Seanad. There were controversial moments, but mostly the debate showed for many politicians that this issue of abortion is a deeply personal matter, and that was reflected in their contributions. By next day, the campaigns were in full swing, as Conor McMorrow reports.
For those who hope that the Yes campaign would lack cohesion and clarity, as you say, it's really wishful thinking. What you're seeing today is many civil society groups coming together with public representatives to want to take that message to the people as to why we need to trust women, trust their doctors, and introduce a safe and compassionate system of termination in this country.
But this group of doctors, nurses, midwives and other health professionals oppose that view.
The proposal that the government is bringing in, it's not about these rare cases. It is really about bringing in a regime more liberal, more extreme than that's available in England. And if we look across to our neighbours, 1 in 5 pregnancies there end in abortion. Is that what we want for Ireland? That is not healthcare.
The bill allowing the referendum to take place was passed in the Dáil, but almost half Fianna Fáil TDs voted against it, leading to commentary that they voted against democracy. A claim rejected by one of those who opposed it.
I was not satisfied that the issue of removing the article in its complete form and then saying that the Dáil may legislate, and may is a very big word, small spelling, but a very big word in relation to that if the amendment is adopted and people decide to remove Article 43.3, on that very day we have no protection for mother or baby until legislation is brought in.
The scale of the Fianna Fáil vote drew some sharp, contrasting reactions.
I think it was an odd decision of anybody to actually vote to disallow the people their say. I mean, whatever your view on the issue of the 8th Amendment of the Constitution, whether you're in favour of retaining it or in favour of repealing it, you certainly, as a Democrat, should allow the people to make that decision in a sovereign nation.
I think it's unfair to suggest that those who voted against the referendum, holding the referendum, the Dáil, are acting undemocratically. In fact, the Constitution provides that a referendum can only happen if a majority of the Dáil are in favour of it. So there's a filter, as it were, through the Dáil as to whether an issue should go to the people in referendum.
Another opposition TD predicts the outcome of the referendum will be much closer than polls suggest.
For many people, it will come down to a choice between keeping the situation as it is, or voting with the view that it will end up as 12 weeks. Because I think if you look at the composition of the Dáil at the moment in relation to the parliamentary party the members of the Oireachtas that have indicated that they're in favour of 12 weeks, I think it's just short of 50%. And certainly if Sinn Féin just change their approach, which has been indicated by the leadership, I think it'll be quite clear that the majority in the Oireachtas will be for 12 weeks.
Sinn Féin supports holding the referendum and repealing the 8th Amendment to allow terminations in specific cases. But there are clear divisions within the party.
The 8th Amendment should be retained, as I am proud to say that I have strong pro-life views. We are all aware of the fact that unborn babies are the most vulnerable in our society. Surely then, as a society, we must protect them.
We're for the repeal of the 8th Amendment. We could not be clearer, and our party membership will be out campaigning in that vein.
So is the party in a bind internally over the issue?
It's not confident that it would manage to persuade a majority out in Ardèche in favour of the 12 weeks proposal before a referendum. And maybe they're wise to decide that this referendum isn't about the 12 weeks, it's about the referendum itself. What I've always been surprised about Sinn Féin is that they haven't gone the more modern way that most parliaments have now gone, which is to allow a conscience vote.
With the referendum bill due to pass through the Seanad this week, the Irish public looks set to get a conscience vote of its own in late May.